All right, you're going to be creating a circuit board for your project, and you're going to take everything that we've learned about circuitry and apply that to the board as you make it. The objective is that you create a circuit board to test your knowledge of various subjects. It's a question and answer game. I'm sure you've seen these before, but it shows what a simple circuit board looks like. So when you do this, it says each connection, when correctly made, will make light bulbs glow up, just like when you built circuits in class. I have already provided you with the wire. It's in your baggie. And you have to provide the stiff paper, and that can be cardboard, it can be a shoebox, it can be heavy construction paper or foam, a cereal box cover that you cut out, make sure that it's blank on the back side. I've given you 10 brass fasteners, and your job is to come up with colored images, pictures, or drawings. Please circle the word colored on your sheet. They need to be colored. So if you print them off the computer with a color printer, great, you're done. If you print them off in black and white, you have to add color to them somehow, either a border around them, if they're meant to be black and white, or just some kind of color. So you can do that at home. That's what I did. I'll show you an example in a minute. You're going to take a stiff piece of paper for your quiz board, and you have to come up with 5 questions and 5 answers, really simple ones. Anything you're interested in. Could be hockey, could be soccer, could be animals, could be plants, could be food, could be TV shows or video games, anything you're interested in. And you're going to take your board, like I did, and I chose dogs, and this is one I made many years ago, but you're going to take your board and you're going to do 5 pictures in any order, and then 5 answers randomly. The directions say to push a row of brass fasteners through them. Now you have to be careful. I only gave you 3 feet of wire. So you have to make sure when you make your connections in the back that you're not using them as far away as possible. Some of your questions and answers have to be close. But you're going to poke your 10 fasteners through whatever material you choose, and then they're going to bend in the back like brass fasteners do. What you have to do is take your wire, and you need to cut it however long it's going to be between your 2 pictures. So let's say I cut this one. And the problem is going to be you're going to wrap that wire around your brass fastener, but it won't work unless you what?
Make sure it's long enough.
You got to get rid of the insulator, because if you have an insulator and you're trying to make a circuit, is it going to be blacked? Yeah, it will be black. And so the easiest way to do that, some of you can do it with your fingers, I cannot, is that you have to strip the ends of your wire. So I just take a scissors, hopefully you have sharper ones than I do, and I just kind of, and you shouldn't do it on my table, but scratch on it until I get, and sometimes if you have a wire cutter, it's easier to do. But if you play around with it long enough, you can eventually strip the end of the plastic off. There you go. Okay. And wrap it around the brass fastener. Here's where most kids run into a lot of trouble. They don't strip it down far enough, and so when they wrap it around the brass fastener, the insulator still gets in there. So you have to really strip it down far enough. You can leave plastic in the middle so that you can totally wrap the part that you stripped, the wire part, around the brass fastener. So then you'll connect them around the brass fastener, push it down. A lot of kids like to tape it down, and that's fine. But when it's all said and done, and you've lined it all up, we're going to set up a system like we did for testing conductors and insulators and see if it works. So if I take this system, and you won't be able to test yours till you get to school unless you have something like this at home. But if I push, this is a Jack Russell puppy. If I push, if I make sure I have a connection, see that connection? You can hold the bulb so it is straight there, okay? If I hit Jack Russell to Black Labrador, nothing happens. If I hit Jack Russell to Jack Russell, the light bulb works. And then I do Black Lab to Black Lab, Chihuahua to, where's my Chihuahua? Right there. Poodle to a Poodle, and a St. Bernard to St. Bernard. Done. That's all you have to do. Pictures, answers. Oh, one more thing you have to do. You have to number one side 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you have to number the other side A, B, C, D, E. And it says all of this on your direction sheet. So if you just follow the directions on the direction sheet, that's made perfectly clear. And you can see the example at the bottom. You can do extra credit on this one if you want to. You can purchase some more wire. You can get that at any hardware store, brass fasteners, any kind of material you have at home, speaker wire, or you might use nails or tacks that are metal conductors instead of the brass fasteners. But you can do up to 5 extra credits, so you'll get 5 extra credit points. And I think that says that on the back of your sheet. Oh, maybe it doesn't. Okay, but you can do 5 extras for 5 extra credit points. And again, all of the details for how to build these are on your sheet. If you turn your paper over, you can write the due date down. It's Monday, 4/22. And what we're going to do next is we're just going to practice. But let me give you a couple more details real quickly. If you finish yours tonight and you want to bring it into test, you can test it before class starts. Just go to one of the buckets. They're all set up for testing, and test it. And then you can give your completed circuit board, make sure your name's on it, to Mrs. Johnson. She'll be subbing for me tomorrow, and then she'll put them in a safe place so they're here on Monday. If you don't finish them, then we'll be testing them on Monday when we grade them. And I will give you time to fix them up if they're not working. So you can test your connections before we grade them. Before I take questions, I just want to make sure, does everybody pretty much understand what you need to do? The connections in the back wrapped around the wires. Okay, you can stop the video.